Hello, my name is Barry. Welcome to a video from Inspiration Point. The other day, I was reading an article called Why Are Young People Leaving the Church? One of the key comments that I found is hunger for something deeper, more meaningful, and more real. They're really not happy with the status quo of Sunday morning church. I can understand that because I've had the same yearning myself, and yet I was born in 1964. I would love to do a long video, but that's not the best solution right now. Instead, I will invite you to read the article once it gets published on my blog site. And it will be with a similar title. But there's something I want you to notice. The question was from the article, both actually, is not why are young people leaving the Christian faith? No, it's why are young people, millennial, leaving the church, which is distinctly different than faith. One talks about a walk with the Lord, and the other is, okay, something I do on Sunday. For a lot of young people, that's exactly what it is. It's only after you grow and learn more and more you come to realize church is not about Sunday morning service. It's more than that. But unfortunately, in American culture, that's what it's evolved into. Now, for this video, I want to dive into something very interesting, and it ties into the hunger for a deeper and more meaningful relationship and understanding, and what I read this morning in Isaiah 29 verse 13. Yes, I think somebody said something along the same line. He was saying, these people, the Israelites at that time, honor me with their lips, they perform all these rituals, and yet the heart is nowhere near me. That was God speaking through Isaiah. He was wanting something deeper and more meaningful out of his relationship with the children of Israel of that time. Does that sound familiar? Oh yeah, I think a lot of millennials are saying exactly the same thing. They're saying, we don't want shallow Christianity. We don't want superficial anything. They want something more meaningful and substance. And because the Bible was originally written in Aramaic Hebrew for the Old Testament and Greek for the New, it kind of makes it a little hard when you're reading English, whether it's King James English or modern English. There's another problem with reading the Bible, and that's this. The Bible was written for a Middle Eastern culture, not Western. If you try forcing American Westernism or British Westernism on the scripture, you're in for a world of hurt. It doesn't work that way. Rather, it's Middle Eastern culture and Middle Eastern history that laid the foundation for what we take in as part of Western culture. It formed the foundation for a lot of the things that the founding fathers took in and made it a part of our culture. And that came from the scripture. It didn't go the other way. It went one way, not the other. All right. But how do we have a deeper relationship? Some of you might be saying, well, believe it or not, it's the same principle, same idea that I used back as a kid, back in the 70s. Yes, I opened up the Bible. Yes, I went to Sunday morning service for a while at my local Catholic church. Uh, I hate to say it, but I actually got a lot more out of reading my King James Bible than I did going to church on Sunday. And not to be offensive to some wonderful pastors today, but I still felt that way with some of the contemporary churches I've gone to. And I would not be offensive to them, really, because they would tell me, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to spend time reading the Word, not just reading, but talking with God about what you're reading, inviting the Holy Spirit to shed light. By shed light, I don't mean turn on a light so you can see, but more like understanding. Well, the only way you're going to get understanding is you say, what mean is this? What is this about? This doesn't make any sense. How would that be said in our culture here? I've met some strict conservatives who get offended with that one. Well, that's too bad. I don't live in Egypt or some other ancient Israelite culture. I live over here. I need it to have understanding as it relates to my world that I'm in, not someplace I'm not. And guess what? By the way, Jesus is not afraid to go meet you where you are, rather than to say, okay, for instance, the Samaritan woman who met him at the well, he met her there, where she was. He didn't say, okay, I gotta drag this lady, drag her butt all the way to some other location so she could receive. No, he talked with her right where she was, and talked to her from her point of view, her view, rather than someone else. Wow, might want to try to remember that one. And by the way, back in those days, it was forbidden for men to talk with women. Never mind, well, I forgot what it was, but there was some kind of taboo in that. And Jesus had no problem ignoring man-made custom when it contradicted with what the Father was telling him. I suggest you have to read that story for yourself and see what was going on. That's the other thing. Don't just, if you want a deeper relationship with the Lord, don't just settle for listening to a video or some sermon. That's great. I've gotten some good, interesting sermons I've listened to on occasion. However, that wasn't my primary recipe. It was spending time in the Word. It was praying, talking with God about the issues of what I've read, or what was going on today. Asking for His perspective on the election, His perspective. And I even said, Father, I want to hear your perspective, not my opinion, not the opinion of everybody else. You're the one that's sitting on the throne of heaven, not me. Okay? I wanted his perspective and what he's actually saying. And if I did have an issue or a problem, ask him, talk with him about it, ask him to help you with it. Because I want it to be in line with what he's saying, what he's actually saying, rather than what others are saying. All that goes into a deeper relationship. And there's another aspect. It's learning to be obedient to what God is actually saying. Oh, but what about those other people? What about that guy? What of? I'll paraphrase what Jesus said. Hopefully, the correct verse will show up. What is it to you? Follow me. You to follow me. If I want John, that disciple, to live till I return, what is that to you? In other words, don't worry about what God is doing with this person. Don't put your focus on what's going on all these others. Focus on what Jesus is saying to you and you alone. Mm-hmm. It may be that he'll give you a word of encouragement to give to someone else, but more often than not, your primary relationship is with him. What Jesus said in Matthew and a couple other places, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and strength. Yeah, this too. And that is the first and greatest of the commandments. And to love your neighbor as yourself, which is the second and greatest. Those two sum up everything the law and the prophet have been saying. And I have read through the law and the prophet on many occasions, and yet it is true. That is the summary of what they've been saying. Ultimately, the word is supposed to be testifying about Christ. And yet, I even struggle with that sometimes. If you're a teacher, I would encourage you, be honest about those things. All right? Nobody likes to know it all. There's only one know-it-all, and it's not you, and it's not me. That know-it-all sits on the throne of heaven. He really does know everything. So I would encourage you, talk with him, but do so with a place of humility and a willingness to learn. Don't be afraid to ask him the hard question. Alright, that's it for this video. I want to thank you for your time. Hopefully I may decide to follow up with other videos on the same topic. I don't know. Just come back and find out. Till then, see you when I see you.